Hello, beautiful people. Victoria here with the Scrappy Crafter. Today, I am going to make this pot holder. That's the front, and this is the back, or vice versa, whatever, doesn't matter. And I added a handle with scraps, and I'm going to teach you how to use foundation paper piecing block. So we'll start with this one because this one is easy. The other one, as you can see, I've sorted out my scraps. This is all scrappy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to show you this one first. So this is kind of like a double, like, you know, a twofer. It's a twofer. And it's so simple. And I'm hoping I can show you how simple it is. So basically, you turn it over, and you kind of need a bright light behind. And you take your fabric, whatever fabric you want, and you line it up. Now, wait, let me show you this. So what I've done is I fold it on the lines. I found that kind of helps me if there's a crease right there. So that way I can line it up and be sure that I have at least a 1/4 inch above that, right? So you line it up like that. And then you want your next one. I don't know if this is the one I want to use, really. Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll change it up a bit. Let's see what colors we have here. So these are 2.5 inch blocks that I was gifted from, let me turn this bright light off. I was gifted from QuiltCon for being a super duper volunteer. And get in the camera so you can see. So when you fold these down and they're on the little line, you can line it up better so you can see where you're going to make sure that you have that 1/4 inch seam allowance over. Just makes it so much simpler. Why they didn't put lines on the back, I don't know. Maybe they want to save on ink. We can't be sure. Whatever. So this could work. You think it could work until you fold this next bit down, and then you'll see why it won't work. Right, so as soon as you fold this corner down, you will see that this won't work, because once you put your 1/2 inch on there, you don't have a 1/2 inch over. Can you see that? It's not even. So these little bits won't work. That's why we left them separate. So we'll start here. What do I want to do? Where'd that green go? Oh, my green is over there. Stand by. This is kind of cheating because I got a big chunk here. So you line it up like that over the edge. Like that. Set this like this. This is an easier way to do it. Set it all down. But you want to make sure these right sides are together, and that this one here, that is your center, is the wrong side on the paper. Okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you. And then we sew. And you know what? We can't sew because I haven't loaded my machine yet. I'll be right back. Stand by. Okay, take 2. Okay, so we have this loaded up. We want to make sure that we have a 1/4 inch sticking out on all sides of this paper. Make sure your little center block is centered on this paper to where you have a 1/4 inch sticking out on all 4 sides. Otherwise, you will not be happy. You will not be a happy camper. So, I'm going to squidge this up a smidge. And it doesn't have to be precise. Just eyeball it. Eyeballing it's good enough. Then I'm going to use my laser light because I find it helpful. So I can see that I'm perfectly on that black line. Put my needle down. What am I at? I'm at a 3. Let's go like 2.5. My stitch size. And I want to back stitch on these stitches because, especially when you're doing something tiny. When you're doing something tiny. So there it is. It's stitched on. And now we can trim this off. But we want to make sure that when we trim it off, that we're leaving that 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way on the black, on this black line. Make sure that you're over here. I'm going to draw on it. Pencil. To show you. Okay. Sorry about the threads. So make sure that you're leaving your 1/4 inch. And I know that this is not a 1/4 inch. Where's my... I'm still packed up from the quilt retreat. So I have to adjust. I have to move a few things around. And the cat was just in here and she knocked all my stuff over. It was mayhem. It was a little bit of mayhem in here a little bit ago. You guys missed it. Pepper was in here being all peppery. Getting in. She missed her mama. She missed her mama. She just was getting all excited and whatever. Acting a fool. Where's my little... Well, anyway, I had a straight edge here, and now I don't know where it's gone. So, close enough. Will be close enough for government work. This is a little wider. This is probably like half. It's a little wider than a 1/4. So, just make sure that all the way around, you're leaving your 1/4 inch. Okay, and then, and if you have to mark it, mark it. You know, this is going to be torn away anyway. And you're going to want to do the same thing. You want to make sure that you've got this a 1/2 inch over all the way around. If you got to draw on it, draw on it. It's your paper. Look at this one they actually have. See here? They actually left it on there. But on this side, the tip is cut off. That could be why they gave it away free. I'm not really sure. But, oh, this one's like that all the way down. Yep, the tip's cut off. So be aware. This may be why they gave it away. It was imperfect. Good enough for volunteers, I guess, whatever. So you're going to want to make sure that you leave that 1/2 inch all the way around. We might only get to this because my man just walked in the door. Anyway, so then you trim it, trim off your thingies there, put a crease in this, and since I am using this fabric all the way around, I'm gonna trim it, and so I'm gonna pull this back, I'm gonna peel this back. Right? Am I on the line? Where's the line? Yep. And then we want to trim that off. This corner being missing is throwing me off big time. And you don't have to use you can just eyeball this. You don't have to use your rotary cutter for this. Just leave the 1/4 inch. Hopefully I did okay because I can't see what I'm doing. All right, whatever. Yeah, so that's what that should look like. And then we just do that all the way around. All right, we're back. We're all ready to go for the next one. So we peel it back like before, expose that little flap. And I already have, hopefully I cut them a little long. Since this is a 4-inch block, right? So you just line up your edge. Flip that back. Turn it over. And you sew on this side. And if you're using scraps like I am, and you are a little bit short, don't freak out. It'll all be okay. There's some wiggle room. I suggest also, of course this is the tip that's missed, but when you come over here on your 1/4 inch, come over a little bit when you do your stitching. Oh, and I forgot the back stitch, but that's okay. Then we peel it back and we can see how it's going to cover. And look at that point. The point should be pretty perfect. It shouldn't be cut off. Is it cut off? We're going to see. We're going to finger press it. And you can use a tool. You can use something. You know what I found really handy was Mary, my little, one of the ladies who was sitting across from me at the quilt retreat, let me use her little roller. Very handy. Mine is wooden. Hers was plastic. Doesn't matter. It does the same thing. So, and there it is. There's the little point. Yeah, it looks good. It's pointy. So then we go around, we do the whole thing, all the way around. However you want to do it. Whether you're just making sure it's super stringy. It's been sitting, this fabric has been, it's for my 365 quilt. So it's been sitting over there. And it's been covered up. So there's really no excuse to have hair all in it. Or for it to be unraveled. But apparently the cat hair travels. If you've got cats, then you know. So you line it up over there. Don't ignore my red line. That's all wonky. Do a lock-in stitch. This is a tiny block. You probably want to do a little bit of a lock-in. And we cut it. And then we peel it back. It's like magic. And the points should be perfect. Look at that. Look at that point. Peel it back. Go to the next one. And I think that's good enough. I don't think you have to iron after each one. I mean, if you're getting a good finger press in there, if you're using your nail or something, you know, to get a nice press on there, I think that's okay. I don't think you have to do anything special. I don't think you have to go and iron it after each one. Okay, we're all lined up. You see how fast I'm going here. So I line up my needle with the point of the paper here. Right? And then I'm going to take a couple back stitches. And then I'm going to go forward. Right on the paper, right on that black line. And we check it. And see if this one is true. This one? Nope, it's there. The point is there. Yeah. It works, man. It's my sister told me, she said paper piecing. She said total game changer, and wow, she was not kidding. I don't know if you guys can hit fast forward if you're sick of, if you want to just get to the end. It'd be like, look at that. It's done. It's a thing. She did a thing. All right. So as I do it, you know, the more you do it, the more you learn, right? So line up your needle, back stitch a little bit, and just sew right on that line. Oh, I don't know about this one. Oop, went over a little bit. That doesn't matter because it's going to get cut off. Peel it back. Oh no, it looks okay. Probably because it's black. It's hiding it. And now we're going to trim it. Okay, hopefully this won't make you dizzy. So here I am at my cutting table, and we want to cut with this paper side up. That's why we've left the paper on there, right? So if you have a 4-inch little, you can line it up on there. And then you can zip around it and you'll know. Oh, there's the bow saying hello. And then we can just zip right around and we know. Line up that corner, line up that edge. That is a fat corner. Yeah, you're going to have some bulk there in the corners, so be ready for that. If you have a turning table, this is where that comes in really handy. Mine is, where is my turning table? I think it's over there on the floor. And I'm just lining this yellow line up on the edge. I have to go over this a couple times because this is super bulky in here. Make sure you leave that 1/4 inch. Very important. You can also use the 1/4 inch ruler. Hang on, I'll show you. This, something like this. And it's got a lip. And that little lip catches lays right there. And you just zip right along. So, there we go. 1/4 all the way around. And that's what it looks like after. Perfect. Look at those points. Yeah. The points are pointy. This one may be cut off. Nope, I just have to iron it. So when I ironed it, I did a real quick iron. But you can see right there, the point is there. I just have to pull that back just a smidge. Is this one there? Yeah, they're all there. Paper piece. Yeah, go for it.